So over the weekend, I went and saw Jurassic Park 3D on IMAX, which they just recently re-released into theaters. That's a hard word to say. Re-released. It's kind of a tongue twister. But Jurassic Park 3D in IMAX. And you know, there's probably not a movie in the world I've seen more times than Jurassic Park. When I was a kid, that was my absolute favorite movie. So, you know, I really did want to see it in IMAX, because everyone was saying it looked awesome, looked really, really cool. And I got to the theater, and they're like, all right, that'll be $30. And I'm like, $30 for 2 movie tickets. It's like, you know, around here, that's pretty pricey, because I know out in California some of the movie tickets are way more, you know, that's pretty standard. That's like the standard price. So I'd hate to see what an IMAX movie costs out in California. It's probably like $40 for 2 tickets or something ridiculous. But you know, I bit the bullet. I was like, all right, you know, $30. We'll go ahead and pay up, even though I've seen this movie a million times, and I'm not so sure that it's really worth it, since I do own it on Blu-ray. But you know, I went. It was a pretty fun time. You know, I enjoyed watching me some Jurassic Park. Definitely brought back some memories of my childhood. But that movie really inspired me, as you see me cautiously hunting my prey right here, taking my time, aiming at shots. And yes, I'm using slugs, in case you wondered. I am a slug guy. You know, I mix it up. I either use slugs or flechette. But in the movie, one of the raptor hunter guys, the game warden in the movie, I can't remember his name. You know, for seeing the movie so many times, you'd think I know the guy's name, but he's basically the game warden of the park. And he's the dude who totes around the SPAS 12 shotgun. And you know, probably my favorite scene in that entire movie is the part outside the fuse box place, wherever they go to turn the power back on. And the dude's out there hunting the raptors, and you know, the clever girl part. Everybody knows about the clever girl scene, but he's got his SPAS 12 in his hand, and he's out there hunting him some raptors. And it inspired me to pick up the SPAS 12, because it actually is my most used shotgun in Battlefield 3. And a lot of times I get people who, you know, hunt me down, they stalk me on Battlelog, and they look at my most used weapons. No secret that the ACWR is my most used weapon. AN-94 is pretty high up there. But then they see the SPAS 12, and they're like, isn't that kind of strange? Because it's a close quarters weapon. You know, for as much as you like the SPAS 12, wouldn't you have used the 870 just as much? And you know, you'd think that, but really I didn't get into shotgunning with the 870 until here as of late, and I honestly just like the SPAS 12 better. It just seems to be a better weapon overall, because it's got a faster pump rate. You know, the reloads are pretty similar on them. I've done a showdown on these 2 weapons if you want to check that out, but I think the SPAS 12 is just better performing in a lot of scenarios, especially with slugs and laser sight. This thing is an absolute monster with that combo. You know, you gotta forego the instinct to use extended mags. Extended mags is nice, don't get me wrong, especially if you miss 1 or 2 shots. You don't really have a lot to work with. As you'll see in a couple clips here, I just run out of ammunition and I die. But honestly, guys, extended mags with slugs isn't as good as extended mags with like flechette rounds. And the reasoning behind that is because with flechette rounds, you expect to get like hit markers. Same with buckshot, you expect to get some hit markers. But the idea I have with slugs is I want to be super accurate. And honestly, the laser sight just makes it so this thing is just, you know, you don't even have to aim it. It really makes it a lot easier. Now, have I run this with extended mags and slugs? Sure. You know, from time to time I will do it, especially if I plan on doing some long-range sniping. But personally, you know, with the bullet velocity on the SPAS 12, I find that the 870 is a better, you know, poor man sniper, where you slap the 6-time rifle scope on it and you shoot people from really far away. I find that the 870 is definitely going to be best of breed in that category, just because it does have a faster bullet velocity. It's just overall I find to be a little bit more accurate. I just find it to be a lot easier to use the 870 in that role. But that's not to say the SPAS cannot just absolutely destroy with slugs. I mean, look at that. I just got a collateral. A collateral. I don't even know how I got that collateral, but I got it, and I will take it. But these clips are some good examples of medium-range slug usage. I mean, this isn't really what I feel the SPAS does well. And you know, the funny thing about the SPAS is in Jurassic Park, for whatever reason, I don't know what ammunition they're shooting, but at one point during the viewing I was watching, they shoot at the window, you know, where he's telling him, "Oh, don't kill the raptor," because you know Hammond's going to get upset that he's shooting the raptor. But he's firing his shotgun at it, and you look at the pellet penetration on the window, and it looks like they were just shooting 9mm pistol rounds at it. So I never really understood, you know, are they using slugs? Are they using, you know, buckshot? What are they actually using to hunt raptors? So it's hard for me to make my raptor hunting class when I don't actually know what on earth they're using to shoot the raptor. So that was a little discouraging, but I'm just going to guess they're using buckshot. I mean, because logically a slug would shatter the glass in its entirety, either that or leave a big old gaping hole. So I guess they're using some sort of buckshot, but it definitely looked like they were shooting like 9mm pistol rounds. But you know, movies have gotten worse things wrong in the past, and I will not get into that. But this is my Raptor hunting class. This is my Jurassic Park inspired Battlefield 3 loadout. What you see right here is my favorite version of it, and that is with flechette rounds. And you guys, if you've watched my SPAS videos in the past, if you watched any of my shotgun videos, you know flechette rounds are what I love. The SPAS actually has a little bit of a tighter cone of fire than the 870. That's one of the big advantages to it. And when you put flechette on it, the cone of fire gets even smaller. So that means the spread of the actual ammunition is going to be very, very small on the SPAS 12 with flechette. And it makes you get a lot of one-hit kills. Even though it doesn't do, you know, the same max damage as, let's say, buckshot, it's still killing people just as fast. It's more accurate. You've got more range with the flechette round. So that's why I do use it. That's my go-to ammunition type. I've never really been big on buckshot. You know, it's always a huge argument. You know, what's better, buckshot or flechette, buckshot or flechette? And I mean, honestly, guys, it's really preference. I mean, I like flechette. I know other people who absolutely can't stand flechette, but you see, like that shot right there, pretty long range, and buckshot probably wouldn't have got that guy. So if you're going to go raptor hunting, if you're looking to get some big game, I would say either slugs or flechette on the SPAS 12. I mean, it's really a situational thing. If you're going to be in like close quarters, I like flechette a little bit better. I do use slugs sometimes in close quarters, but you know, slugs are definitely more versatile because they can be effective in either scenario. But it's really going to come down to preference. But either of them work pretty decently. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I know it was a little bit more off the wall than my normal videos, but I felt like showing off this class because I've been having a lot of fun using recon, using these spawn beacons to plant it behind people, flank around, and just get multitudes of people before I finally meet my demise when I run out of ammunition. But that's the life of a shotgunner. But also, if you missed any of my other videos, here's a chance to catch up, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.